Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of A to Z of Archetypes. This episode we're going to be doing E, and the deck is Empower, or Empowering, Empowered Warriors, however you want to call it. I'm going to say this now, the deck is not very good. Even, like, I don't, Blue Dragon Summoner, that's from this archetype. It doesn't know what it wants to do. A bunch of the cards reference normal monsters when the archetype doesn't have any. Half of them are pendulums. And they're all just a mess. It's all a mess. But anyway, let's get into the deck that doesn't actually have a win condition. Like, the main deck, it does not have a win condition, really. But let's get into it. I've got 3 copies of Ether, the Evil Empowering Dragon, because he's a level 6, so he only needs 1 tribute summon if you ever do tribute summon him. Not that you will. But Ether can banish a monster on the field on summon, and it's not it's not once per turn. So you could, in theory, if you find a way to abuse summoning him, you could just banish all your opponent's monsters. So that's alright. I've got Ether the Empowering Dragon, obviously the light counterpart of the evil guy. And when he's pendulumed, you can bounce a card on the field. Again, just bouncing 1 card, it's meh. It's good though if you bounce like back row or something similar. It can come in useful in a pinch. And they're both 2300 attack points, and that is the highest attack point in the deck. So yeah. I've got 3 copies of Arnis, the Empowered Warrior. Level 4 warrior, that's probably one of the best stats to have, just a level 4 warrior. 1700 attack, so you've got that decent boost. Well, they've just got a decent attack stat, and when it dies by battle, you get a special spellcaster with 1500 or less attack in attack position, namely Red Sparrow. Oh, actually no, you can't even go into Red Sparrow, you have to go into like a Golden Dragon Summoner. But so yeah, it's decent 1700. Red Sparrow Summoner, when it dies by battle, specials a warrior with 1500 or less attack. So like it's really stupid because they both specify 1500 or less, but they both have attack points more than 1500. Like, judging by the card art, you would clearly expect the summoner to summon Arnis, but it doesn't. Dragodes, the Empowered Warrior, that's your scale 2 pendulum, and this is probably your best searcher. Not gonna lie, it's a pendulum effect is that like he's got a decent pendulum effect. If your monster battles, you can discard a card. The opponent's monster gets half its attack and defense, even if this card leaves the field. So that's all right. And its monster effect is if it's destroyed by battle or card effect. It has to be your opponent's though. You get to search 1 warrior or spellcaster with 2000 or less attack from your deck to your hand. So basically, if it dies, you search your whole archetype other than the dragons. So that's good. We've got Dragonox, the Empowered Warrior. It's like the counterpart to Dragodes. And pendulum effect is when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can destroy it and destroy this card and end the battle phase. Again, decent. It's like negate attack, except you have to destroy it and remove a pendulum scale. It's pendulum scale 7, so you've got 7 to 2, which is a decent scale, I guess. You get to summon anywhere between 3 and 6, which is your whole archetype. And its monster effect is once per turn you can discard 1 card, then target 1 warrior or spellcaster in your grave with 2k or less attack, and special it in face down defense, so you can special your flip effect monsters. Yes, this deck has flip effect monsters. Next card is Golden Dragon Summoner. Tribute 1 monster, then target 1 monster on the field, bounce it. It's a hard once per turn, but it can tribute itself. So you can just pendulum summon it along with other cards, tribute itself, bounce opponent's monster. There you go. We've got 3 copies of Hydra Tortoise, the Empowered Warrior. Flip effect, destroy a spell trap, and then his counterpart is flip, destroy a monster. Yeah, they're kind of slow, obviously, but I mean they're flip monsters. There's not really much more you can say. Rotor to add the pendulum scales, because those are the best cards in your deck for actually summoning anything, is the pendulum scales, so you've Rotor to add them. Triple Desire, because you're playing a playset of everything, so it doesn't matter. Double Terraforming to search your field spell, because ban list. 2 copies of Pendulum Rising, because actually it's a good card in this deck, considering you can normal summon your Sparrow Summoner, get out Dragonies with Rising and stuff like that. Summon the power, drag, or you can summon. There's a bunch of stuff you can summon to actually make this card somewhat decent. So if you Pendulum Summon Ether, you bounce a monster, and then you Pendulum Rising, you summon the evil Ether, banish a card on the field. So now you've just removed 2 cards just by Pendulum Summoning Ether and having Pendulum Rising in board. So that's good, and then you've got 2300 that will then, it gets destroyed during the end phase, but because it's a Pendulum monster, it'll go back to the extra deck, so you can summon it again next turn. Warrior Returning Alive to return these guys if they get sent to the graveyard. Scapegoat, because that is basically your win condition at this point. And triple off the field spell, which boosts all your guys by 300 attack and defense. It does have a good special summon effect. Discard a card, special Empowered Warrior from your deck. So basically, the pendulums and the actual monster ones, you get to special summon by discarding a card straight from your deck. So that's good, and it's not a hard once per turn. So you can just, like you can do with Diagram and Light Stage, you can just go Empowerment, Empowerment, Empowerment. Just summon 3 by discarding 3. So if you've already used your Pendulum Summon that turn, and you can banish 4 warriors or spellcasters from your grave, add 1 Ether monster from your deck to hand. So that allows you to search your dragon guys. So at least they get some searching. And that's it. Extra deck, literally rank 4s. Exciton, because it's an amazing card and came back. Cowboy for game. Baguska for stalling. Tornado Dragon for spell trap removal. Lightning because of lightning. Hope Magician is honestly a good card in this deck, because you can make 2 level 4s so easy. And you can just pendulum. It's a scale 8, which fits with your archetype. And the fact that you can just pendulum summon it back each turn if you've got your scale up is a 2500 body that you can summon. So that's definitely good. And I've got Comic Hero King Arthur, because again, you need the attack. This deck does not have high attack values. So you can summon Comic Hero King Arthur if they try to destroy by battle with detach material, and it gains 500 attack, and then burns for 500 as well. So it's a good rank 4 for this deck. Links, you've got, Link Karibo, Link Spider, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, and Borrowload for the scapegoats. Got Unicorn, because the shuffle effect is good. And the final card is Electromite at 1, because if you summon these guys, or summon this guy, you can summon him, destroy, send, so your Pendulum Scale is Dragonies and Dragonox. You destroy you send one of them to the extra deck, destroy one of them, draw a card, add the guy that you just sent back to your hand, and then activate him again in the Pendulum Scale. Simple as. Again, just like last episode, I'm going to be showing you replays, because this deck is so very hard to get wins on, just out of the blue. So I'm going to go and show you 2 replays. So yeah, let's get right into that. Here we are at the first replay. As you can see, our opponent is playing Exodia Windwitch. I'm a bit confused on why they would choose to play this instead of conventional Exodia, but I mean, each to their own. It looks alright. I mean, and obviously, well, let's go. We drew double Scapegoat, but they're going first. They're going to Windwitch Engine, etc. But for some reason, they go into Clearwing. They don't summon Snowbell, and they don't go into Crystal Wing. And I am just as confused about that. If someone wants to tell me why they would do this at all in the comments, go for it. But I don't know why they'd go into Clearwing and not Crystal Wing. But, We'll see. They summoned Witch of the Black Forest. They don't even set it. They just straight up summon it. And then pass. Argo, we top deck Desires, set double Scapegoat, banish 10 off Desires, and draw. If you look at our banished zone, we banished one copy of each of the Pendulums. We banished another Desires. We banished Rota, banished Terraforming, and we banished both our Golden Dragon Summoners, but they're not very good, so it doesn't matter. We banished one copy of Green Turtle, which again is a bit slow, but it doesn't matter. So overall, all in all, it was a decent banishment. We actually opened up our 2 Pendulums scales, so that's good. So we're going to instantly Pendulum Summon for 3, or for 2 rather, and go into Hope Magician. Again, this is the XYZ that I go into a lot of the time. I probably should have gone into Lightning at this point. I'm not sure if I actually had Lightning. Actually, no, I did, yeah. So then I just summoned, attacked Witch of the Black Forest. I should have just gone Lightning and attacked Clearwing, but I chose not to. Probably misplay on my part, but I did want to kind of just get Hope Magician in active. So yeah, I attack Witch of the Black Forest, and he gets an Exodia piece. His go. He returns to the front lines on his Glass Spell, summoning it and adding Ice Spell to hand. So he's gonna summon Glass Spell. He's gonna summon his other Glass Spell, summon Snowbell, and have Clearwing, and then go Firewall Dragon. And I don't know why he went Firewall Dragon, but people think Firewall Pass is a good move. He just attacks into Hope Magician with Firewall and passes. Obviously in the end phase, we activate Scapegoat. So yeah, I mean, I've no idea why he did that, but he did, and I'm not complaining. Argo, Scapegoat Shenanigans, probably one of the best cards in the game at the moment. Just Borrowload Dragon, and then we Pendulum Summon a Hope Magician, and just attack for 3k, attack for 25. His go, he draws, he's in Ice Spell, he burns for 500, acknowledges, Wonder Wands on my own Hope Magician. I don't know why he did that, but I gained the 500 boost, and then it's my go, because you have to control both for Wonder Wand. I can see where he's going with it, but you have to control both. And then he just surrenders, not taking the kill. He just surrenders as soon as it's our turn. We do Terraforming as well, which is decent. So yeah, that was the end of replay 1. That was the win. Borrowload is a god. Yeah, so let's get on to the second replay. Okay, here we go. It's us again versus Cyframes. This time we did not open the Pendulum Scales. And the Cyframe player is going first. So they're going to Duality, add Terraforming to the hand, Terraforming back for a field spell, set Rivalry of Warlords, which is not a good thing against this deck. This deck will hate Rivalry of Warlords. So I did not. Yeah, Pendulum Scale, Desires, please draw the other Pendulum. We drew Rota, which is as good as it gets when drawing the Pendulum, other than in drawing the Pendulum itself. We actually banished 2 copies of the Evil Dragon and our other Pendulum Scale, which is not very good. We banished 2 copies of Empowerment as well. We banished the Desires, we banished Red Sparrow Summoner, we banished Pendulum Rising. Honestly, it was a pretty bad banish. But we Rota, we get the scale back, and then he activates Rivalry of Warlords. And at this point, I'm like, well, damn, now what? So I'm like, okay, I'll Pendulum Summon my Spellcasters, go into Hope Magician, Battle Phase, attack directly for 25, but he has Cyframe Beta, getting rid of Hope Magician, and going into Zeta. So we set Empowered Warrior and pass. His go, he attacks our Arnis, leaving us with Golden, and then just Zetas on the Golden and passes. Now I'm like, well, how do I get rid of this rivalry? And I'm like, okay, so I Pendulum Summon, I bounce that, and then I attack, because he didn't have a monster on the board, so that's why I didn't activate Pendulum Rising, because, you know, I could have, to be honest, just get it in my extra deck, but we already had Hope there, who could, you know, we didn't have more than one zone, so I thought it was alright. attack for 23 and pass. His go, Zeta comes back, he just attacks Golden Dragon, discards Espelon to gain the 1500 boost off his field spell, putting that up to 4k. Upon realising this, I'm like, no thank you, Dragonies. However, because Dragonies is chain link 2, it actually halves the attack before the field spell activates, which is sad. Puts the Zeta up to 2750, so we still take 1750, and then he Zetas on the Arnis. Argo, we Pendulum Summon back Hope Magician after setting Hydro Tortoise. It's attack for 25. Not really caring about Rivalry at this point. And I will admit, that is a pretty clever play, Rivalry and Zeta, because you just Zeta whatever they specialed. Hope they summon something else. And then if they do, their card just instantly goes to the grave. And that's clever. Again, it won't work against stuff that, like Trickstars, that all are fairy and stuff like that. But it's a clever play. So he sets the Gozen match, attacks Hydro Tortoise, and we destroy Rivalry of Warlords. And then he, Zetas on the Hope Magician. Argo, we draw. We just set one, Pendulum Summon Arnis, Pendulum Rising on Arnis. He activates Gozen, and we go into Dragonies, because again, he's our searcher. We attack 15, I remember One Day of Peace is active, so he doesn't take damage. And Dragonies dies. And then he just field spells on the Zeta, destroying Hope Magician. So Argo, we Pendulum Summon back Hope Magician. Zeta activates, just gonna take everything back. So he goes into Terraforming, he gets his field spell again, and just does that, because he doesn't want to kill his own Zeta at this point. So we drew the field spell, which means Hope Magician has a 300 boost over Zeta. So then we Pendulum Summon Arnis, attack for 26 because he gained a 300 boost. Then his go, Hope Magician comes back and instantly dies. And he summons Zeta. I'm not sure, he could have just done it on Arnis. He could have got rid of Aether, but thing is, what he probably realised that I could just then Pendulum Summon Hope and attack the game. So that was the end of the second replay. This deck is not a good deck, but I mean, if you want to play it casually, it can be pretty fun. Good luck making it good. If you've got any decent suggestions for the deck, like Ether Turbo, like Ether Bounce Turbo, where you continue to summon him and banish every monster your opponent controls, and if you can do that, please tell me down in the comments. I look forward to any type of suggestions. Remember to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If you really want to share the video with your friends, it would be grateful, just to get, some more recognition or something. Anyway, you've been watching A to Z of Archetypes. I'll see you next episode. Don't forget to leave your suggestions for F down in the comments below. I do look at the comments. So yeah, leave your suggestions for F down in the comments below. So yeah, see you. Have a great day.